What's going on, everybody? It's Shake, and hope you all are doing well. Last time, in the first episode, we left off at the screen where we had to choose our new contract with the F1 team, and I think I'm going to be going for the Racing Point. During the F2 Championship, I raced with the BWT team. I believe it was the Archer, or what is it? I forget the name. But if you want to go check out that video, please feel more than free to. I would appreciate it, and if you like. So we'll start off, and we'll choose. I think we'll choose Sergio Perez as our teammate. He looks like a good choice.
Excellent choice.
And that's
from my conversations with them. They're going to be very excited.
We'll be moving on from there. I believe we'll be playing the full F1 season in this 2019 game, and then I'll be moving over to the 2020 game.
Other than that, congratulations. You've earned it.
Thank you. Yeah, even though we didn't win the F2 championship, which was very disappointing, we were still able to do this. So I think I'm going to change the difficulty. It was a little bit easier. We're going to turn on 5-lap race, and I think turn it up to 30. 30 should be good for right now, and we'll steadily increase it, because I know a lot of people that play this game consistently have it in the hundreds, or I think it goes up to 110. I'm not sure if they'll get there yet, but hopefully we'll be able to get there. There's a lot of loading screens.
Oh, hey, you're here.
So we're in the paddock.
Sorry, I'm just on my way out, but your workstation's at the back over there. It should be all set up on the network, but let the guys know if it isn't. From there, you can access all the data you need to help us direct development of the car. Get yourself settled, and then head out to practice when you're ready. I'll catch up with you later, okay?
Alright, thanks. So we're in this overview stage.
Racing Point are building themselves up to be a very real force to be reckoned with. They're ambitious and resourceful, and they'll expect you to be the same.
Alright, so check your mailbox, your team principal, stay informed. So this is our messages, or almost like an email. So we have the team principal, he's just welcoming us to the team. Let's look over that, and then we have some other ones. Carl, talking about research and development, R&D. And then Emma talking about good morning, and then another one for Emma, and then Carl about the weekend preview, and then Jeff to the weather forecast. So Jeff, I think, is our our engineer. So we'll hop in, and this is the practice one, the free practice one of the Australian Grand Prix. Pretty fun. We didn't get it this year, which is disappointing, but we'll be able to race this in this game.
Welcome to Melbourne and the inaugural event of the F1 2019 Championship season. The session is starting shortly, and there's a real sense of anticipation in the air. A feeling that anything can happen this year, and if it does, well, this weekend could be the opening chapter to one of the most exciting F1 seasons ever. Joining me in the commentary box is, of course, Anthony Davidson, and it's great to have you back again. What can you tell us about this year's roster? There are some new faces this year, aren't there?
Absolutely, Crofty. There's been a number of interesting signings over the last few months. Where would you like to start?
Let's talk about Mr. Monaco.
Right, well, this is definitely someone to keep an eye on. But they've been signed up likely in no small part due to the way they carried themselves in the Formula 2 Championship. They have a great track record of putting the team first. At one of the races, they even gave up their own position when their car had a technical issue, so that their teammate, Lucas Weber, who also debuts here today, could get ahead. That kind of team spirit could take them a long way this season.
Those two aren't the only new faces from Formula 2 this season, are they?
No, this season will introduce fans to George Russell and Lando Norris, two very promising young British drivers. Plus, we'll meet Alexander Albon from Thailand, and finally, Devon Butler. Now, Devon was a bit of a controversial figure in Formula 2 last year. He racked up a lot of penalties over the course of the season, including one where he collided with his closest rival. It was a nasty clip. Now, certainly after the event, they were nothing but professional in terms of how they spoke about the incident with Devon, but it's hard to imagine them being as polite about it behind closed doors. I think this rival will be one to keep an eye on over the next few races, as both drivers take their first steps into the world of Formula 1.
Alright then, so
this first race of the season is always quite difficult for us trackside, and for those back at the factory as well, as it's the first time the car has run since winter testing. The more consistent mileage you can get in these sessions, the happier we'll be.
In the unforgiving world of Formula One, free practice sessions are a vital part of
just let
any
this
Grand
run
Prix
through
weekend.
and then we'll talk.
During your F1 career, you'll be able to utilise these sessions to complete practice programs, which will help you learn the track and earn you points that can be invested in developing your car. You'll also be able to adjust your car setup over the course of these sessions to try and find those extra fractions of a second. The sporting regulations dictate that after each free practice session, you'll have to hand back 2 sets of your dry tyre allocation for the weekend. So get the most out of them while you can.
Alright then, thank you. So we'll hop into this little screen, and there's just the practice programs that they talked about, the car setup, the tire, and then the gearbox. I believe that you have wear on that, but I'll pull out into this track acclimatization program. Sorry, I butchered that in that word. Alright, Jeff, so we'll try that out. I'm not too familiar, so hopefully we won't crash the car on our way out. But we're gonna go with this view. You can look side to side, I think. So I didn't see anything in the last video about changing the view, so I like that. And we're brought up to this place, the B button, and we're now in control. So the drag reduction system is that button DRS, and you get it in certain zones, like during qualifying and during the race. I think that it helps you gain time. So we're currently P13, but I don't think anyone else has gone out yet. So if we can try to get fastest in the session, be pretty happy with that. So let's just get up to speed, and I'm gonna try to finish this program. I'll probably record just this program and then catch up at the end of, or at the beginning of qualifying, sorry. So let's finish this lap. Let's run through. There's this nice curve. I really appreciate this. It's right on the water side, but this curve, this little chicane here is pretty fun too. Just gotta be careful to not mess up and not go spinning everywhere. That would be a big disappointment. So Gasly is ahead of us. Gonna try to pass him. Oh, and he just lets up, thankfully. And then this last part is the most technical, I believe. Yeah, this hairpin. And you can just get full speed right here. Thankfully, with this racing line, I can kind of see where I'm going. It's a little bit easier just hopping on into the track.
Try to nail as many corner gates as you can. The faster you get through each corner, the higher the score. DRS zone is coming up. Get ready to open it. Distance is on your MFD.
Thanks, Jeff. And we opened the DRS a little bit too late. So Russell's right here. We're going to have to slow down for him. So I think all purple is the best. That means purple for F1 means fastest sectors. So I think getting those fastest sectors will get us more resource points as we run way more wide into the grass. So I think through that and getting those resource points so we can upgrade the car is very beneficial. And I'm not sure where we want to spend these resource points yet, but they'll be helping out the team and helping out our speed, trying to ultimately win the Constructors' Championship. So we go through this, back at that nice long curve, and I'm playing on the joypad, or the controller, the pad, whatever you may call it. So I can't get that full rotation in, but I can get enough to get through these corners. Let's brake, yeah. And I'm going to be using the curve a lot of F1 drivers. It produces your speed much more than I think it does in real life. So as we run short, it's just not a little bit accurate, but we're doing pretty good this lap. 1 green in the DRS because we hit it late, and then 1 red. So hopefully we can.
This circuit. This is a really strong foundation to build from over the weekend.
I wouldn't say nailed it, Jeff, but and we still run DRS. Why? Dang it! As we're swiveling across the track. All right, let's try to focus in, hone in our skills, so we can get all purples. Had to take a little bit of gas off right there, and that should be good. We should be able to get that target score of 497. I think. No, we're currently P1, but I don't see anyone else behind us. It's pretty early into this practice session. Someone needs to move those cones. Dude, those cones are very annoying. You don't see them on the normal F1 game. They're just in this, our normal F1 season. They're just in this game and causing me some trouble. They don't damage the front wing. They just annoy you very much. So I think with this we'll get that purple, hopefully. Yes, with the 515 as well.
That's fantastic. You obviously
So
have a really good
there's one more
understanding of
lap.
this circuit.
One more lap. Cool. Let's finish this and we'll get back into the garage. I think that's how you do it. Want to get everything purple because we got that DR section, and if everything goes to plan right now, we should get that purple. Oh man. So one green has the whole thing green. Doesn't matter if you have majority purple. That was just a two gate, but that messed us up. So you can't get that full purple, which is a little bit disappointing. Coming through the chicane and another green. We're messing up this one a lot. 3 greens. That's a little bit disappointing. I'm getting sloppy with their driving. Let's focus in. Try to get these last purple sectors. I'm not saying, I don't think that's bad. I think it's just not great. I think you want to be getting purple ideally every time. So we run a lot of understeer. Alright, so practice program is done. Yup, practice program is done. Thanks, Joe. Alright, and then I'll meet you guys back when we're coming around into the pits. So we just told Jeff we pit the, I believe it is, LB button. We told him we'll pit, so we're coming into the pits right now. And there's another racing line that we can see, and we have to get up to speed. Make sure not to speed, and we just make it. So I want to just learn more about the pit stops. We'll press that. What button is it?
There's a huge amount of time to be won and lost in the pits, but ensure that you don't get too greedy as you approach the pit lane speed limit line. On the approach, you'll see a notification of the pit lane speed limit and your distance to the limit line. If you cross this threshold too fast, you'll be given a speeding penalty, so be careful. There are valuable tenths to be won by getting it right though, so leave your braking as late as you dare. At the pit exit, it's important not to cross onto the racetrack before reaching the end of the white pit exit line.
Alright, thank you, appreciate that, and I'll return to the garage. So I think that will wrap up my session. I'll go into practice 2, but I won't bore you guys with that. And we'll catch up.
The session has drawn to a close, so let's review our top 3. Mr. Monaco.
So we actually were fastest on the hard tire, so I think that maybe the difficulty isn't hard enough. But we'll reevaluate the race.
Out there. I'm sure you're
Another
pretty
interview.
happy with that.
I am P1.
It's been a lot of hard work, but here you are making your debut in Formula One.
Yep.
So how are you finding things at the team? Are you settling in?
I think we want to say something good about the team.
What are you expecting out of this season?
We don't want to be boasting too much. So that one gave us our rep increase, which is pretty good. So we'll be moving in to practice 2, but you guys won't see that, and we'll just I'll edit it out into the first part of qualifying. But I believe we get resource points here, and we build our team acclaim. Yup, right there. So we get the practice programs that we've done, laps completed, disciplinary record, session participation, and team objectives completed. So we got that, and that's 170 added on. I think that's pretty good. And then our reputations are increasing and our respect. So we'll catch up. Now we're in qualifying. We'll listen into this and we'll try to set the fastest lap, the one-shot qualifying.
We're just about ready to kick off today's qualifying here in Melbourne. It's the Australian Grand Prix. Looking at this field today, Anthony, do you think we're going to see anyone take a chance? Maybe run the hard tyres and save some of the grippier tyres for the race tomorrow?
Well, I'd be surprised in all honesty. It's only the front runners that really have the pace to get away with that. And even then, at the end of the day, it's a big risk. Track position is the most important thing, and it's rarely worth sacrificing for a slightly more optimal strategy in the race, so I doubt we're going to see anyone trying it. I have been wrong before, though. We certainly do see some risky decisions every now and then, and it's a gamble that's sometimes worth taking. But if it were me in the car, I would want to be on the fastest tyre for my qualifying lap, without a doubt.
Well, thank you then. Thank you, announcers. So we'll run the soft tire, and I don't want to mess anything up with the car, so we'll leave it as is. And apply red lights as we cross the line and we go away. Hopefully we can get a fastest lap. So right now we're P1, we're leading the pack, and we're able to see a live time what it is, and hopefully we don't mess up the last two corners. If we don't run too wide, that's a little bit of understeer there, and we can see that the blue of whoever it is running a little bit behind, so maybe it is the AI level. Maybe we do need to turn it up. I'm not very, maybe it's just track. No, many things I could play in, but I think that we should turn up the AI as we go in, and even as we get a better car, we'll be trying to move forward. Going through this little part that I like, and this fast, high-speed chicane. Someone move those cones. Boys and girls, we really need to move these cones. The DRS section, the second DRS, and then the last 4 corners, I believe. If my counting's correct. That's this is the second. Then that's the third last, and then 4th, yeah. We're coming out, and I think it'll be a pole position, the first pole position, our F1 debut, and we have a pole position. It's incredible. Let's go. Let's go. Cross the line first. Incredible.
Good job, mate. Really well done. That was a fantastic drive.
Thanks, guys. Incredible.
With qualifying finished, it's time to remind ourselves
Shake
of
your
our
booty
top
ass,
three.
number 1,
Mr. Monaco,
Mr. Monaco.
Hamilton, and Sebastian Vettel. With
Because they didn't have shake
we now have
your
our
booty
grid
ass.
lineup for the big race tomorrow.
3 seconds
Be sure
behind,
to
yeah,
join us
that's a
then
little bit
for what will no
excess.
doubt be a fantastic race.
Definitely fantastic. Yes, very happy with that. I think I'll leave it for this race, and the next race I'll turn up the difficulty, maybe either to 40 or maybe to 45. I'm not sure. Let's think about that. Sleep on that maybe. And then we have this what is it? Rivalry. So it's between us and Sergio Perez, and we're currently leading it. We have the resource points, resource that we get. Fairmount 150. So that's 2,000. That's a fair amount. That's a lot, I think. Not fun though.
All right.
The goal is to become a veteran too.
Qualifying. We should be in with a good chance in the race.
Yup. We should. 5-lap race. If you lose that many positions, I don't know what I'll be doing. And let's listen to this, and we'll jump into the race.
New drivers, new cars, it's a new Formula One season. But it's the same Albert Park that we've come to know and love for more than 2 decades now that plays host to round 1 of a 21-race championship that takes us from here in Australia across the globe and the eventual season finale at the Yas Island circuit in Abu Dhabi. Just south of Melbourne's downtown business centre is the one and only Albert Park circuit. 3.3 miles of public roads, closed for the weekend of course, make for a bumpy circuit with little undulation. There are 16 corners around the lake and a couple of good passing opportunities here as well, thanks in part to the DRS zones into turns 1, 3 and 13. We have plenty of changes to the sport this year with tweaks to the regulations, a fresh-looking spread of tyre compounds, and of course some changes to the roster of car manufacturers. It's goodbye to Sauber and hello once again to the classic name of Alfa Romeo in Formula One. It's also goodbye to Force India. They've been rebranded as Racing Point. Joining me to take you through all the action of the 2019 Formula One season is Anthony Davidson. And it's great to have you with us.
Thanks, Crofty. Always happy to be here, and I'm looking forward to getting underway. Last year was Mercedes' 5th Constructors' title in a row, although for the first half of the season it was absolutely neck and neck with the Ferraris. Hopefully this year we can see the chasing pack take that final step, as I'd love to see a championship contest all the way up to the final race in Abu Dhabi. Another story to keep an eye on is the performance of Red Bull, who have switched to the Honda Power Unit this year. What that will mean for both their performance and reliability remains to be seen.
Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Mr. Monaco lines up on pole position and Lewis Hamilton completes the front row. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Vettel, Bottas, Charles Leclerc and Albon, Verstappen, Butler, Norris and Kimi Raikkonen, Magnussen, Perez, Pierre Gasly and Grosjean, Weber, Ricciardo, Antonio Giovinazzi and Daniel Kvyat. Russell and Robert Kubica takes the last spot on the grid. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track.
Yes, as you saw, we were pole.
What a great way to start the season. Pole position. Now let's take the win.
Yup, thanks, Jeff. Let's try to take that win. So this is our second start, our first start in Formula One, and lights off, and away we go. That was very clever. So I think the AI get a lot better starts than I did. I'm just not used to it. Maybe it's just the thing that they do. They get better starts, or I'm just not good at it. We don't know. But we're leading this first lap hour. I would hope so, because we're in clear air. We're able to do something good, and we're on this soft compound tire, the fastest compound tire. Getting down that incredible speed. I'm very happy. And getting up to speed here. I really enjoy this Australian track. It's pretty fun. But it'll take some getting used to become very fast. By very fast, I mean being able to play it on the higher difficulties once we get there. Like Jeff said, great start. So no DRS yet, because you have to be 3 laps into the race and 1 second behind the person. So there's no one behind it. There's no one in front of us that we're behind, and it's only lap 1. So we're coming out to the last 2 corners of this first lap of this Melbourne Australian Grand Prix. As we come in, we're leading the first lap by, we'll have to see how many seconds as we set the fastest lap, so that gets us 1 more constructors point towards that championship. So we're 3.7 seconds already off the bat, and that's pretty good. Pretty happy with that. Very happy. And we cut a little bit inside. You know, just mowing the grass. The Bottas lawn service. Very funny, making a reference to the Austrian Grand Prix this year. So, set the fastest sector 1. So maybe this is not the right AI. Maybe we need to turn it up. Let me guys know what your ideas are. Maybe what investments we should make. I haven't looked at the research and development that he was talking about, but maybe that's something that we should do. And if you guys could be my team leaders, let me go. Because we just nicked that 1 cone. That cone needs to get out of here. It's no fun. So hopefully we'll set another fastest lap. Let's see. Getting a podium on our first debut, maybe not. Let's see how things turn out. So DRS should be enabled this lap, but no one's behind, so we're gonna have it. but then it'll just mess up the field. Yep, as we see DRS enabled. Alright then, I'll catch up with you guys on the last lap of the race. I'll just focus in, trying to get a good lead, and once we get into the last lap, the last couple laps, I'll catch you guys on the flip.
Lap for the race. Gap to teammate behind is 17.6 seconds.
We're almost halfway through this, or past halfway through this lap, and this is the last lap of the race, and we're coming in, we have a fair amount of lead, I think, coming through the last 5 or 6 corners, and hopefully we'll be able to bring this one home for ourselves, and yup, let's not mess up this hairpin, and let's bring it home. Let's go. Absolutely. Let's... You could emote to the stands, just wave to the stands, in all your excitement. First win, Formula One. Absolutely incredible.
Absolutely awesome, just amazing. Well done.
Well said, well said. Thank you, appreciate it. I'm very happy about that.
A victory for Racing Point. The team will certainly be celebrating tonight.
You know it.
Anthony Davidson, how do you think they were able to set themselves apart today?
Well, I know it's a bit of a boring answer, but the truth is they simply had the best speed package on the day, and a driver who knows how to take advantage of that.
The driver,
doesn't matter how much time you
yes.
spend poring over the stats
Yes.
and planning strategies if you can't keep the pace.
Guys.
Now, winner today
It's not
showed they could
both.
do both.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Racing Point's performance today has shown that they can be competitive
Shake
with the
on the
veterans of the
podium,
sport.
number 1.
They're making their way out to
We
the
are
podium now
Gutiérrez,
as we speak.
number 1.
And the reaction from the crowd must be incredibly uplifting for them.
Yeah, let's go. Yeah. The champagne, you know. But I'm glad to see that the Mercedes, the Mercedes engine is on all 3, but at least Mercedes team is not just at the top. You know, gotta break it up
Let's
sometimes.
see what effect this result has had on the driver's standings.
So we get this
Mr.
26
Monaco
points,
takes
25
over the
from
lead of the
1,
Drivers'
and then the
Championship.
fastest lap.
So, Anthony Davidson, who would
Yes.
you rank as your
Love to see
driver of the
that.
day?
I think it's got to be Lucas Weber. Time and
Lucas
time
Weber,
again, he
old
proves that he's someone who
teammate.
can
Let's
quietly
see
get
where
the
he
job
is.
done, and that's exactly what he's done today.
It's from
Let's
13.
move on to the constructors.
15 to
Mercedes
13.
moves to the top of the table. Well, Ant, an end to another fantastic weekend of racing. Thanks to everyone who joined us, and we'll see you for the next one.
See you. So that next race, I don't know exactly what that is, but it'll be fun. It'll be fun.
Good day
Another
today.
interview.
Let's have your take on it.
Great day, I would say.
You took the top points today. Was it a comfortable win?
Something about the team. Yep.
You really looked in control of your car out there. Your team must be thrilled.
Yeah, couldn't do it without their support. You
Great.
gotta
Well, that's everything.
The team does it for you, right? So I think we'll collect these resource points. There's a rivalry as well that we'll have to beat. So let's see. Yep. So the rivalry breakdown. Looking good. Looking good. We're leading. And then the research points, we get that so we can have some research and development, R&D. I'm not sure if I'll go into that this episode, maybe the next. And then our reputation is just skyrockets. So
Great
guys,
work
thanks.
this weekend. It was fantastic to see you up on that podium.
I know. So guys, thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you enjoyed the video, please be sure to leave a like. And if you don't mind, considering subscribing and turning on those post notifications. Thank you guys, and see you in the next episode.